Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's your girl Ria from La Jardin de Ria. I want to excuse how long I've been gone from YouTube. I always say I'm going to post more, but then life gets in the way. I recently had a baby, so I've just been all over the place. But I'm really excited to come back because last year my garden was absolutely phenomenal. I was so pleased with the amount of produce I was growing. I grew so much fruit and veg and herbs and squash, and I was just so proud of what I did. I did expand my garden, and I even grew more flowers. And I'm hoping that this year I can be a little bit better about sharing my garden with you all. And my first step is I'm going to start off with garden planning. You probably can see that I have some compost and manure to the side of me. I'm ready to get my 2026 garden started. But before I start, I always look at the seed catalogs. Baker Creek sent me a catalog, Burpee sent me a catalog, and although I have some tried and true techniques, I know what I like to grow, I always like to experiment with something different. So I'm going to show you all the seeds that I have this year, and hopefully I can figure out how to include a video recording of my garden planner. But fear not, I will make sure I show that to you. So let's go ahead and start off with botanical interest. All right, so first things first, I am going to be growing this butterfly pea. I have tried to grow this before, but I didn't really get a lot of those flowers. I'm interested in making a sort of like tea, lemonade tea. I think it's cool how it's going to turn into different colors. I really want to have some fun with my friends and prepare that for them. Next up, I was never really interested in growing loofahs. I was like, oh, that's kind of boring. It's just like a type of sponge. And I was like, but then I was like, oh, this could actually be a really great birthday gift or a Christmas gift, making these sponges for my family. And apparently, you can even eat them when they're immature. Last year I tried to grow pumpkins and I just don't think I was giving them enough irrigation in the pots. I also didn't put my shade cloth up until later in the summer, and by that time my pumpkins were already fried. But I'm actually trying to grow a few different pumpkins. I got this red warty thing pumpkin. I think it looks pretty cool. It has lots of spots on it, lots of warts. I also am going to grow a Cinderella pumpkin, which I think is so cool in the shape. Apparently, it's actually inspired by Cinderella's carriage. And then I'm going to try again with the Big Max pumpkin. I really want to try growing just a humongous pumpkin and seeing what happens. I honestly was inspired by Epic Gardening. I saw they grew a big pumpkin, so that's what I want to do as well. Quacamelon. I just heard these are really cool. I like how tiny they look on other gardeners' videos. It says adorable little watermelons that taste like cucumbers are fun to grow. Eat fresh, pickle, or use as an olive substitute, also known as Mexican sour gherkin. So I will be growing that. And then they also gave me some free seeds. Thank you, lettuce mesclun mix. So it's like a mix of different lettuces. And I've been growing a lot of lettuce. That's like the one thing my winter garden will always do. We're always going to have a ton of greens back here, and I can't complain. I just made a hidden veggie spaghetti with all my greens. The color was interesting. I didn't add enough tomatoes, but still tasty. Didn't even seem like you were getting all these different greens. So next up, I ordered some seeds from Burpees. Last year was my first time trying out Burpee seeds, and they were super cool. I tried their garden sown collection, where you can purchase pepper and tomato seeds. And instead of having to start them inside, you simply plant them after your last frost. I don't think I fertilized my tomato plant enough, and I think it was very crowded. I didn't give it the space it needed. But my peppers, I still actually have the plants in my bed. I cut them down and they're overwintering, and we'll see if I get lots more. But I got so many peppers that I was actually just giving them out to my family and my friends. Like I have 8 plants. That's a lot for 2 people, but it's really good. So let me show you. I got on accident 2 beefsteak garden sown groundswell hybrids. It says it's a radical new beefsteak tomato weighing at least 1 pound each. Easy early harvest for such large and delicious fruit. Harvest in about 70 days after seedlings emerge. So I am super excited. I don't remember which one I got last time, but I think I only got like 3 tomatoes off of it. So this year I'm going to do better. And then I got a slicer tomato. It says a little savory, a little sweet, makes this classic slicer super tasty. Ideal for eating fresh or on sandwiches and burgers. Extremely productive plants. So let's see how that goes. And then I noticed they had some snowbird peas. This one's just a plain little envelope. Very early dwarf erect plants, 18 inches, produce amazing numbers of 3-inch pods. So I do like peas, and I would like to give some peas to my baby. I think they're yummy to just eat off fresh off the plant. And then I had such good luck doing the Three Sisters method. That's when you plant corn, beans, and squash, that I'm just going to do that for the rest of my gardening career. Like, it was crazy how much squash and beans we were getting. I never seem to get it right with the corn, but I think they're cool. I'm going to try again, of course. But I got this winter squash, Hasta La Pasta hybrid, and it says flavor first, the most delicious pasta substitute yet. Plus, it's super easy to grow. One squash equals one meal, with each perfectly shaped fruit just 6 to 8 inches long and 4 to 5 inches across. I do like spaghetti squash. I got some at Trader Joe's. So tasty, such an easy dinner. My husband's such a picky eater, and even he liked it. I saw this mango melon hybrid in the catalog, and I remember just thinking, wow, this sounds so cool. If I can't grow mangoes in Las Vegas, then I'm at least going to try to grow this melon. And it says, wake up your breakfast with a tropical flair. Mango, a delightful melon with a mango accent, wafts a welcome breeze of mango tinted sweetness, fragrance, and luscious color to your family breakfast table. Harvest in about 80 days. I think the person who wrote this probably is a romance author. Gotta be some type of um, fiction author. And then lastly, I got Rise and Shine hybrid summer squash. I'm interested in this because it says it's a vertical hybrid, like they grew it this way. I didn't have much trouble with squash bugs until it got later into the season. And I'm hoping if I grow it vertically, I did have a pole I was kind of trellising it on, but I'm hoping if it grows this way, maybe I'll have less problems with squash bugs. So I'm excited for that. So that's all the seeds I got from Burpee. I'm gonna do like a money shot. All right, and now let's move on to Baker Creek. Before I show you the seeds, I just want to show you the packaging. I love receiving a package from Baker Creek because I just think it's so cool. It's amazing Chinese pink celery, and it's such a beautiful drawing. The world's most beautiful and tasty celery from ancient China. I did not get celery, but I think it's cool. And then it has something on the front, but I won't show that because I didn't rip off my address. Honestly, I've been shopping at Baker Creek for such a long time. They will always get my money. I know there's some people that don't like experimenting with heirloom, but gardening is not only feeding my family, but it's also something I like to do for fun. And I love bringing people over here and they're like, whoa, what are you growing? Like, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, yes, I proudly grew this from seed. All right, so they sent me 2 free seeds. So we have lettuce, Henderson's black seeded Simpson lettuce. Um, and they also sent me some zinnias. So Persian carpet zinnia. Pretty, pretty colors. I had a lot of success growing flowers last year, and that was such a joy. I'm sure some of them were edible. I don't remember, but I just grew them because they were pretty. I like to see the bees, and I like to think that there was some correlation between the amount of flowers I had to the amount of fruits and vegetables that I grew as well. So here's my flowers. I have some zinnia, Dream Deep Rosy Lavender Zinnia. I just think that's so gorgeous. Love that. I think I grew a lot of like orange and red flowers last year. So now I want to do some creams, some whites, some purples. So of course I got this Majorette Double Champagne Hollyhock. I just think it's so pretty. It says here it's like a blushing pink, but it gives me white cream vibes. So we'll see what happens. I'm also going to try my hand at growing moringa again in pots.